Oh no, we're gonna burn $16,000. There's a 9. Oh my God, can we hit it right here? Can this be the 1? Can our last roll be the 1? Come on. But today we're gonna talk about the Bankroll Hammer guys. The Bankroll Hammer player, the guy that's got the huge dough. How does that guy play? How do we define a Bankroll Hammer? Okay, this is a person with bankroll to burn. And again, I say this all the time. Whatever you're bringing, be ready to light it on fire and don't care if you do. You have to go to the casino with money you're ready to light on fire and you're not going to miss it. But the Bankroll Hammer guy has more than most of us. Calling a spade, right? They're willing to use every bit of it. They're categorized by, a lot of times, playing in a style that chases loss. You'll see a lot of the guys with the big bankroll, they're playing Martingale or D'Alembert systems or some kind of a loss chase system because they have the bankroll to withstand it. This person is saying, I'm going to use my bankroll to mitigate my loss, not my bankroll to ensure a win, right? And you can look at it from either side. There are guys I know that have huge bankrolls that play from the other side too. We'll talk about that here in a minute. They're typically going to go big or they're going to go home, right? Willing to burn it all, right? But they know that they can withstand the bad streaks. Those of us who buy in with small money, that are playing smaller bets or whatever, we can't typically last out a bad run. That's the difference, right? If I buy in for $5,000 and I'm playing with $25 chips, I can last a lot longer than the guy buying in for $500 playing with $25 chips. That guy's only got a few cracks at the apple. That's it. The Bankroll Hammer has got a longer chance. They can withstand a down streak, wait it out, and then come at it when it changes. They'll still be there when it changes, where a lot of us won't be there. That's the primary difference here. I think that what you'll see from a Bankroll Hammer guy are these sort of betting patterns, right? Huge regressions. Okay, 640 across down to 160. That's the way that our friend Gargoyle plays, right? 640 across, 1, 2, or 3 hits, and boom, you're down. Why? Because the 640 doesn't bother that person. If they're buying in for enough money, the 640, it's like me buying for 500 and playing 64 across. So you buying for 5K, play for 640. It's the same thing. They're not worried about that. For me though, buying in at 64 across, I have nowhere to go. I have to go from 64 across and just shoot the ceiling. The person buying in for 5,000 going 640 across can take a couple of hits and then come down to, quote unquote, come down to earth, even at a high level, and then whack it, right? They have a place to go to where the person buying in at table minimum because they're on a smaller bankroll has nowhere to run. They can only shoot it. And there's a big mindset difference there, right? The confidence to take a couple, regress, and go. It's a switch in your brain that they get to turn on that a lot of us don't, right? Which I think is interesting. A Bankroll Hammer player might do a perpetual press, and I've shown you this before. The Wayland's Mind strategy is kind of like this. The permanent press inside strategy is kind of like this. I do a roulette strategy that's a permanent press that I'll show you. I'll do it in the field today. I'll show you how it works in the field in the craps table. Same idea, but you need massive bankroll to do it. And it works well when it works. And without massive bankroll, you can't survive when it's not working. And of course, the negative bankroll, the negative progressions are a hallmark of a person who's got a huge bankroll. They're going to play negative progression. They're going to do Marty. They're going to do D'Alembert. They're going to chase the loss. You watch almost any roulette video. I would say probably 90% of them on Casino Quest or with the Roulette Master or what Jack Ace does. Watch any roulette video and they're all the same. Every roulette video, which is to me uniquely frustrating, they're all the same. It's like bet all this stuff, right? You got this street and that street and this corner, dozen, red, black, right? At $10, if you lose, everything goes up to 20. Okay, fine. You lose, it all goes up to 40. You lose, it all goes up to 80. They're martingaling every single bet. And when it comes, they take 2 hits and they come all the way back down again. They're martinging the whole thing. Every roulette strategy is a martingale. I swear to God. Because why? They know that the way the balls are going to run, you got that consistent 5% house edge on all the bets makes that a little bit different. But that's how they play. You need big bankroll to play that way, right? The rest of us who are buying in for regular amounts are just going to be like, and saying a little Hail Mary and hoping that our bets work. With the big bankroll, you can do a negative progression. And you'll find that a lot of the roulette guys play this way. A lot of blackjack players play this way. I see a lot of negative progressions on blackjack too. The more I'm watching guys play, I'm like, wow, there's so many people doing some form of a Marty on a 50-50 game, right? In craps, we don't see a ton of martingaling because unless you're martingaling the field, there's not a lot of bets out there that really, or the lines, that deserve a martingale or that work with a martingale like they do in other games. So our players will tend to ladder individual bets, and you'll see it. So anyway, there's a top level look at what a Bankroll Hammer player, I think, plays like. I'm gonna switch this over to the craps table and give you a couple of examples of some of these ways to play. So here we go. Let's go over here and let's dial it in and let's look at, in order, what we talked about. A huge regression as the first thing. And again, if you're buying in and you're buying in here, let's put the money in the rack, right? Let's put the 5K out here. There's $5,000 in the rack, right? Again, which a lot of us don't normally get to see this, okay? You buy in for $5,000 and you're gonna come out here, let's get a point established. Let's find a point. It's gonna be a 6. And you're gonna roll out here with 640 across. We'll take $1,000 and we'll take $360 back to our rack. And we'll go 640 across and not worry about it, okay? 4, 5, $640, right? You can do a lot of things with this bet. A lot of things with this bet. Matter of fact, you can be a one-hit can't miss guy, okay? I wouldn't do the field so much, but I would take a hit on a 9, right, for 140 bucks and be done, right? Let's get out of here right now, right? I have the bankroll that allows me to do that. I'm gonna take this is my $1,000 here, right? I'm gonna take my first grand and just put it here. I'll put this actually, like there was my change, I guess, right? And here's my next 640. And with 140, guess what? That's 110 inside. And that's 15 on the 4 and 10, right? That's a great regression. That's a great regression. This is 140 across. This is an awesome place to start, okay? One hit and you're down. The difference between, like I said, this guy that just did that and maybe me, when I'm playing at 64 across, where am I gonna go? I can't regress at 64 across. I bought him for 500 bucks. I go 64 across. I can't regress. My only move here, right, is to take this 9 that just hit to a quarter and pray that we don't have a PSO or a one-hit wonder here, right? I can only go up. This guy here got to go down, and he went down, and he's playing at a great level, right? You're playing at, this is significant money in here, right? 140 across can turn into $1,000 in 5 or 6 rolls, depending on what comes. But he's playing, again, on-house money because he's going to afford to do that 5 to 8 times, right? It's a good way to there's a 6. Good way to approach it. That's one way a Bankroll Hammer person might do it. On a roulette table, that might look like 100 on 2 dozens, right? 100 each on 2 dozens. Take a hit, which nets you 100 bucks, right? The way that the dozens work, if you play 2 dozens, like that, a unit each on 2 dozens, you lose 1 pays 2, you're back up and you have your profit. But if you're out there and you're here and you go $100 on, I'll put it here, $100 on 2 different dozens, and you win, your net win is gonna be the 4 quarters. Back to your rack that goes. Back to your rack goes 50 bucks. Now you've regressed down, you have 2 quarters to either go back to the 2 dozens with, or you can even bring 75 back and go $10, $10, and 5 over here. Or pick up the reds, right? 2 dozens in the reds. With your quarter that you just got back, you've locked up some money. I have 3 more chances to do this again and start progressing those bets. Again, the Bankroll Hammer guy can take $5,000 and put 200 bucks out there and not give a shit, right? That's the difference between him or them and you or me that are playing with smaller bankrolls. Unless, here's the big unless you're finding a very small table. And what I mean by that is like the auto craps, where your minimum bet is $5 total action. or you're finding a table like the roulette that rolls by itself, that automatic roulette thing, where it's $5 minimum bet total, and you can have $1 on the outsides, you can take $500 and feel like a champion at that table. And you can play that table big bankroll style. So there's one, right, the big regression. There's the permanent press type of thing. So let's say you got the $2,500, right? And let's start it with a quarter. Okay, I'm gonna get 4 quarters and 4 blacks out of this, okay? For the $500. We can start a little field run here. We can just do a little field run. And you can do what I call the permanent play in the field. And I do this on the dozens in roulette too. Let's just roll it out. There's a 10. And what I'm gonna do here is until I get to a 10 unit bet, I'm just gonna keep on every roll. Every roll that happens, we're gonna press it up. Doesn't matter what happens, okay? There's 10, look at that, 3. That pays triple, right? And every time we go up by a unit. No matter what happens, we're up a unit. I want you to watch what happens here. If we lose one, we're just gonna win it all here, right? 3, up a unit. And again, because I got a gigantic bankroll, I don't have to care. There was a 4 unit loss. So we come out here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Always up a unit. There's a 6. Do I have 6 here? No, I have 2. And a black. Up a unit. There's a 5. Oh, look at us getting killed. Now in the field a bitch, right? Now we're gonna go up to 7 units. That loses up to 8 units. Oh my God, look at us getting killed here, right? We've got 9 units. There's gonna be, let's see, let's get some change. Just keep on rolling it until you get one, right? There's a 3. And again, 9 pays 9, which is awesome. It goes to 10. That back in there. We're already, believe it or not, back. Let's get this looking like it should. We're already basically got our money back, right? When you start managing the rack here, we're already essentially home. There's an 11. It happens really quick when you're doing the permanent press. Could you ever do this if you were not having the massive bankroll? No, you'd never do that. There's a 6. It's going to be a, what is that? 8, 9, 10, out to 11 units now. There is 11. Oh my God. There's 4, 8, 12 units. Oh, this is why this makes sense on the field, right? I think that might be profitable. We might be at some kind of a goal. You do that, right? Every loss, every win, keep bumping the bets up every single time. Yeah, there it is right there. There's our starting bankroll with $375 in profit, right? You can, again, keep hammering that thing, but you got the bankroll to do it. At some point, that could be a 20 unit bet. You just got to hit it one time in that progression somewhere along the way. And if you lose all of this, the Bankroll Hammer person doesn't care, right? Their whole thing is, I'm just going to take a stab at it and we'll see what happens, right? At dollars or on the bubble craps, or at dollars on the auto spin roulette, you can do that with a tiny bankroll. And again, the permanent press. You've seen me do this in craps before. If you watch my channel before, I've done this kind of play where we can do like a 110 inside kind of a thing. And every single hit, every roll of the dice, go up, right? And again, you need bankroll to make this happen, but every roll of the dice, same thing, right? There's a 6, $35, right? Maybe you're taking 22 and just doing a 22 inside press on every single roll, win or lose, until these things get to the black level, right? Win or lose, 22, 22, 22, 22. Hammer it, take it all down, and rinse and repeat. Every time you get the 5 units, do it. It's like a Wayland's Mine kind of thing, but win or loss. Again, the Bankroll Hammer can afford to play that way. More likely, though, what you're going to see is something negative out of the Bankroll Hammer player, and that looks like this. And again, we'll use the field as the example because it goes faster. But let's take money out of the rack. Let's do, we'll do green level. Green level field action. Okay, here we go. Field. Watch what I'm going to do. We're going to go ahead and play it out. There's a loss. I'll put the losses here. Okay. Next one is 2 units. We're going to go 1 green unit at a time. Up when you win, or when you lose, down when you win. So watch. We lost 1. We win 2. Go down a unit. Your bankroll is back to having 500, and now you're in profit. Next roll. 5. It's a loss. Up to 2 units. 7, that's a loss. Up to 3 units. We'll have to take $100 out of here and do 3 units there and a unit change. Let's have a bad, I want to have a bad run. Anyway, there's 3. Down when you win. There's a 4, that's a win. Down when you win. And we went up and down. Where are we at? There's 300, 400, 500. That's our starting bankroll. We're 75 in profit, right? Up 3 times, came down 3 times. You have a little bit of a profit there at the end. That's a ladder system. You couldn't do this without the big bankroll to support it. We went up 3 units, not that big of a deal. If this thing happens to go up to 10, where you're putting 250 out here, and then 275, and then whatever, you've got to have some juice behind you to make that happen. The Bankroll Hammer doesn't care about that. They're going to outlast 10, 15 losses in a row because they've got enough quarters in the rack to do it. When the field turns around and they can work themselves back down that ladder again, they were there for that to happen where somebody with a smaller bankroll at that level doesn't have the money. So that's a look at a ladder kind of a system. You've seen me probably play something like a 32 before, right? And a 32 system is interesting. Let's check this one out. We're going to go ahead and go really big here. The 32 is, I think, one of the better negative ways to play. It takes 32 units. So there is, do I have 32 purples? I'm not sure I do. 5, 10. Let's do this. That's 5, 10. There's 20. Oh God, I have barely 32. There's 32 units with 1 unit left. Okay, 32 units, there we are. And that goes 1, 1, 1. The progression is 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 4. Did I count wrong? 8, 8. I'll put them like that because you can't really get them in there. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, 8. That's the progression. So in a 32, it's a negative progression, looking to win 2 in a row at some level. Watch how this works. This is actually pretty cool. There's an 8, oh, sorry, in the field. For an 8, we lose it. Go back again for 1. There's a 10 that wins. You parlay your win. You need 2 fields in a row to make it work, right? We lose it. Huge bummer. Back out we go. There's a 6. You lose that one. Are we going to burn the 32? Well, for 2 units. There's a 10. 6, 4, 10. It pays 2. You parlay it. 5. Well, we're not going to get our parlays. Sweet. There's 2 units. Aces. That's perfect. 1, 2. It's like you hit your parlay almost, right? You're going to parlay that. I can pull 2 back, which is cool. I still got to hit the parlay though, right? Can we get it? Nope. Another crack at level 2 though. We earned that. 5. Oh my God, we're going to lose the whole $32. 3. Sweet. There's a 4 unit win. Stack it up. Come on, baby. Nope. Second one. There it is. There's a win. We'll stack it. Come on. Nope. Watch the Bankroll Hammer get his ass kicked live on John's show. There's an 8 unit bet. We need this one. There's a 10. That pays 8. Come on, baby. One more field number. Oh, no. Oh, no. We're going to burn $16,000. There's a 9. Oh, my God. Can we hit it right here? Can this be the one? Can our last roll be the one? Come on. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gravy. Look at that. There's our, is that enough? That's enough. Watch this. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, 8, and a profit. When you get into your second levels, your profit level's 1. That took some doing to get our 500 bucks, didn't it? But we got there. Okay, that again, you cannot do that unless you got 32 units of whatever it is you're playing. Now again, on a regular little bubble craps, those can be dollars, and it's 32 bucks, and you're having some fun. This is $16,000. Not quite as fun when you have your last 4K up there, right? To do it. But that's another negative progression, okay? You could do a Marty if you wanted to, right? And the Marty works like this. We'll lay them out here again. There's gonna be, the first bet's 1 unit, then 2 units, then 4, then 8, because again, each one of these things is double the last one, right? 1, 2, 4, 8. That's just, we'll just do a 4, we'll just do this. We'll do a 4-level Marty, a 5-level Marty on the field. Can we win a 5-level Marty in the field? Let's go. 1 unit. There's a 10. If you're playing paycheck, you're home. You're out of here. You got your 500 bucks. You got to eat that day, as Ken would say, right? We'll keep playing it though because it's fun. Another 10. That's $1,000. Look at us go. And a 9. 1,500 bucks. I can take the whole week off now. There's a 3. I don't have any more money. I'll use one of these actually. Here's the day where you've made a week's pay in 1 day, right? Finally, we lose 1. Let's go Marty it up. Let's go Marty it up. 5, lose that one. There's 4. There's a 10. It's gonna pay 4. So 3 that we lost plus 1, that's how martingales work. You double, 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 double. It pays what you lost previously plus 1. And now you're back. There's 4, there's 2, there's 1. Okay, that's a martingale. Again, you need juice to do this, right? Not for everybody. I would never recommend you play a martingale ever on any game. If you scope that down, and Ken, I'm glad Ken's here because Ken's got 2 things on it, right? One is he caps the level. Number 2 is he caps it for time, right? You're only gonna play that for a certain amount of time and you're in and you're out, right? There's rules around that, but you can't play that way. You cannot go, I will not let you go out there and play a martingale or a Dayland Bear or a 32 or any kind of negative progression or the permanent positive pressing, right? Press every single thing like we did before. You cannot do that without the massive bankroll to support the losses because those losses are gonna come. They're gonna come and you saw it right there. They're gonna come in a wave and just take you out. That money's got to be burnable money to do that. And you've got to be able to walk when you hit that number, right? If you're going to do a negative progression with the intent of winning 1 or 2, whatever number of units it is, that's where your discipline comes in. Stopping on time, stopping on a unit win and getting out, right? Those are the things that I think can tie this for you if you're going to play a negative way or if you're going to play the stack 'em and rack 'em kind of play, stack 'em, don't rack 'em kind of play. That's an important thing to remember. Your bankroll has a lot to say about it. But with the hammer, you've got more options. You've got more ways to try it. You can try a negative, you can try a positive, you can try a regression. You've got ways to approach it. And again, as long as what you're bringing is burnable money, you have way more options than somebody like me who's starting out at minimum and having to build up. You're limited. There's nowhere to run when you're starting lower. If you've got the bankroll to burn, you've got options. You have options. You can regress, you can forever press, you can chase a little bit of loss, and you can wait out some of the storm. Just be careful, right? Don't try and play this way without the right bankroll for the table that you're on. You can play that way on a bubble craps with dollars if your bankroll. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave us a comment here in the comment section for the video, but really better still, join us on Discord. Go to casinogaming.tv and hit the community link in the menu there and join our Discord. That's where me, other YouTubers, and all of our subscribers hang out. We sit there and talk strategy and just BS kind of all day long. It's a great way to get connected and stay connected and kind of interact with the team, learn about meetups and get-togethers and all that kind of stuff. So with all that said, again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one.